Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to podcast number 4. This is our podcast for WLCP, as we're unable to do a show this year for WLCP due to time restrictions, and we're doing far too much this year for our main show. And in this podcast, we have Nick, Braden, Patrick, Josh, and Jason. So introduce yourself, you guys, in a muddled order. Go ahead. Go on.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm the head of Team YANTSU, and I'm in charge of everybody else.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm cabinet member of Team YANTSU, and I'm the brother to Liam, who's apparently a workaholic. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Braden. This is my first podcast, surprisingly, and currently I'm Chief Operating Officer of Team YANTSU.
Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm an honorary member here at Team YANTSU, and I also help out with the website and social media development.
Hi, I am Jason, and I am... God, I forgot it again. I did it last time. Am I cabinet?
It's cabinet?
No. It's
you're director of communications.
Communications director.
Oh, we always have Nick.
Okay. I am Jason, and I am the communication director.
Awesome. So what are we here to talk about today, lads? What's just round the corner?
We are
Christmas.
tracking.
Christmas. No one cares about tracking. We all care about Christmas.
Then I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah. Right. So we're first going to talk about our social media platforms and how it's going to work over the next week, and what we're going to do when the show comes. So who wants to firstly talk about that, because I have no idea what's going on.
I think Nick should start with that since he's the one with the plan.
Yep.
For new this year, we opened up an Instagram account, so you can go follow us at Team YANTSU, and basically what's going to happen there is on the 24th, we are going to each post photos of our show sets, whatever setup we have, any Christmas decorations, basically anything that has to do with the show that day that we think you guys will enjoy. So you can follow us there at Team YANTSU on Instagram.
Awkward silence. Right. Braden, considering you're head of most social medias, what are your plans for different platforms per se?
Well, like Nick said, the Instagram being brought in gives more of a variety to our social medias this year. Instagram's obviously a little different than our Twitter and Facebook. We won't be posting constant updates, but Twitter and Facebook will continue this year as normal. We'll be posting Santa locations throughout the entire day. I know we'll have different members at early hours and late hours posting updates for you guys, even potentially after we're off the air. So, and it's also, the social media works really well for viewers that are unable to reach the show, so they can get updates on their phone.
Does anyone have any particular suggestions that they want to input that we could implement to social media on the day or anything? Does anyone think?
We could do links. Lots of links.
Yeah. Another thing that we could do is they always include the gifts on when they are delivering the presents. So we should include the gifts in the tweets or the Instagram posts from what it is at that current moment of time, because it would be better to build on statistics, if you get what I mean, to compare it to the other years. It's just nice to have that data. These ideas are copyrighted by me, so if anyone out there's taking note, don't. Moving onwards, Santa cams. So, Nick, do you want to explain Santa cams, or do you want me to explain them?
I'll do it. Since today we made the announcement on our website and on our social media that this year we will be providing our own video service during preparation. What? Yes, we are working with NORAD. Yeah. During the preparation screens on the NORAD tracking map, when they aren't putting out their own videos, we will be producing our own information through video for an inside look at what's going on in the North Pole during the preparation.
And we can 100% confirm that will be happening. There was some kind of doubts about us doing it this year and leaving it for another year, because it's quite difficult to do, as we've had many hiccups with it. But we've really found taken a grasp to how we're going to do it, and we've laid out a whole plan. And boy, you have a surprise on Christmas Eve when these cams go out. And while Nick's holding up in his webcam, happy holidays, as it is the holidays.
It's the card that Jason sent me.
Oh, yeah, we have been exchanging cards. Well, those guys have. We're UK peasants. We don't get anything.
I sent you an e-card.
You're going to send me an e-card? Yeah, you sent me an e-card.
I already sent everyone an e-card. Free to download, free to print. I will probably be putting that one up on the website. If anybody would like to get my e-card, it'll be my treat to all of you guys in the fan community.
You just get to see Patrick's beautiful face on a card. Be wonderful. Anyway, about cams, the whole point of them is just to coincide with NORAD and build what they've already got. Many of our members will be doing voiceovers for the cams, so you have a variety of taste whilst watching them and listening to them. They will be out, as far as I know, in the early hours of Eastern Standard Time, because that is when Santa usually prepares, and we will be doing it by Santa's movement that is received by NORAD, so that we can bring you these cams. So we're not moving away from NORAD, we're actually getting closer with them, if that makes sense. Does anyone have anything to say about these cams? Anything at all? Well, since they discontinued the animations in the first part, in the early hours of the when Santa was getting ready to lift off, it kind of got boring because they just stick to a picture of image of Santa and just put text. And I thought that was a great idea, and that's better than what we already had. But I think it's a great way to captivate the viewers within those hours when hardly anything's going on. And it's great fate to have, as no one else has done what we've done before, and we're about to take it one step further. So yeah. Anyone else got any input into cams at all?
Oh, well, like Josh said there, it's going to make the early morning experience a lot more interesting, because obviously getting up early, seeing the countdown, and then all you see for a couple hours is words on a screen. And honestly, that's not much fun. So I know I'm super excited for these cams. I'm hopeful that some of our viewers will be up with us in the early morning hours to watch these with us, and hopefully everyone enjoys them all.
Yeah, I definitely think this is definitely adding to the NORAD experience. Yes, NORAD has their own cams of Santa getting ready, but this year there's definitely this feeling in the air that now that Team YANTSU is working alongside them, still continuing to do what we do with them, I really think that our cams are going to be a little bit different, yes, but at the same time they're also following about the same rough format, and I think we can really get you guys inside the North Pole and show you how the preparations work, and in a pretty timely manner, because of course that's how we know Santa works, is on a timely manner. We don't know how he's going to do it, we don't know what his plans are, but like we said, we're doing the voiceovers, so you'll get to hear us doing a little bit of the talking in the background of, hey, this is what Santa's doing, so definitely check that out. It's going to be on very early in the morning if you're in the U.S., but if you're one of our European or African or Asian and even Australian viewers, you guys will get to see this at a pretty reasonable hour in the day, so definitely check that out.
It's definitely a treat for a lot of new and existing viewers that have come to watch us this year, and it's kind of expanded on everything that we want to do and completely changed how the outlook of the future that Team YANTSU is doing in these next few years, and it may last longer, you know. Also, these cams are gonna be like build on that text. Like Braden said and Josh said, that text on the screen. I mean, why on earth would they remove models? Even though they were outdated, I still think, in my opinion, it's better than having text on the screen. I mean, I never get past that. That's why it was one of the main motivations and motives into going down this route. And we're excited to get into getting the feedback that we get this year. And also, what happens is that no other group has done this before, and it's only NORAD which has done the Sun Comes before. And we've stepped into this territory as well now, and that's kind of like a step forward that no one's ever taken, and kind of puts us at a point where we've never been before, and in a better position than we've ever been in our history. And to have these cams just adds to the extra excitement of the show and the enjoyment, and I'm really looking forward to when the show hits in the next week's time. It's not long yet. Jason, do you have anything? Jason or Nick, do you have anything to add on what has been already said about the cams?
Well, I mean, I definitely think it was a great idea, and people will really like them. I know for me, it does get really boring just watching a screen, especially for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a good way to get our team to really progress.
Yeah. I want to really expand on what you said about you think this is a good idea, because this idea actually really started shortly after our own show ended, so it wasn't something that was quite quick. It has been discussed for a very long time now, and it has been something we've been working on for many months, even up to a year. The idea's been there, but the actual product's now starting to come together. So Nick, do you have anything to add?
I just think they're going to be a new way to get more participation in the morning, make it a little bit more exciting, and that's it.
Awesome. Moving onwards, the pre-show is set to occur in the next 4 days. And me, Kenny, and Jason are behind that, and perhaps Josh may join in for the fun. But Jason, do you want to discuss the pre-show and we can add on to it?
Yeah. So the pre-show starts at 7 Eastern and ends at 9 Eastern. Kenny and Liam and maybe Joshua will be the hosts, and it will basically be your first look into what's going to happen the next day during the live show. There will be some exclusive stuff, and you're not going to want to miss it because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, me and Kenny have been shooting about some ideas. We're going to talk about what's going to happen in the main show, and we're going to listen to viewers and respond to feedback that we want, and listen to what they're expecting and hope for. And we're going to have lots of fun. Perhaps we might have a quiz, just a fun one, just to have some fun. And we might have a tour of our own website as well as NORAD's new website, which is a good point to talk about at the minute, as NORAD, as we all know, have released their website with a few minor changes, actually, as it's quite a new look for their 60th anniversary. Something that some of us expected, some of us were mildly disappointed with it, but I want to hear your views before I input my own. So let's start off with Patrick or Braden. Just go, Patrick.
I'll go here. The website. I know personally, ever since 2010, I haven't really liked the website. Moving out of NORAD, moved out of the partnership with Google, and now they're with Microsoft, I believe, and it looks like the website's specifically designed for a mobile device like a tablet. And I wasn't fully pleased with the PC version of the website. And a hot topic within our group is indeed the games that NORAD has had this year and the past couple of years. And I know, speaking on behalf of the group, most of us are not very big fans of the games that are on there. Some of them not even being festive, which I think absolutely makes no sense. So, NORAD, step up your arcade.
Big thumbs down from everyone in the call, pretty much. The games. Why can't you just import the old games? Everyone loved them. No one cares about innovation. Everyone's putting their thumbs up now because we want the old games back. We don't care. We just love them.
2010s games. Those
It's
were the best.
it's like Christmas songs. You don't like the new ones, but the old ones always stick. You know, you're not going to innovate something that's already
That
good.
tree. What happened to the tree game? We all loved it.
Yes, the light up tree. That was awesome. But if you guys do want to have a bit of nostalgia, go on the Wayback Machine. You can definitely look at the old games.
The innovation isn't worth it if you can't enjoy it. I mean, the games are basically just mobile ports of different versions of Candy
They're not
Crush.
even their own games. That's what's really disappointing. Anyone else got any input on the games? Like,
Going back to what
Yeah.
Nick said, the whole Candy Crush thing, I've noticed that it irritates me because it's like every single game, like every other game, is always a different version of Candy Crush, and it's annoying
Patrick, go ahead.
because Candy Crush was not that good of a game.
Yeah, I'll be honest. These mobile games, I do like that some of them are family friendly. Yes, some of them are very interactive, and they do help to pass some of the time away. But compared to those old classic games that we used to get on repeat that were, as says a sense, Java-based, the Java-based stuff I actually think was way more fun than the new HTML5 stuff. So what I would like to see is maybe take some of that stuff, maybe do a little bit more research, find some more holiday-themed games that are really good that we want to see for years to come, something that will bring back that nostalgic feeling that we used to have with the old NORAD between like 08 and 2012. I mean, it doesn't even have to be like that old far back. We can go back like to 2012, and we played some amazing games back then. All the guys here can tell you some of our best moments were spent on the NORAD website before tracking day playing some of these games. I think you guys should agree on that.
I definitely agree with that.
Yes.
Like, the games, like, looking forward to them. I mean, this is quite cheeky, but you can't even unlock the games on all of them on the first day by changing your date on the PC. That's outrageous. No, that's probably a good idea. But they've altered the countdown, which they've never done before, to 1 hour forward to 8 a.m. I believe we're still streaming 3 a.m. EST. Sorry. I believe we're still streaming from 2 a.m. till 2 a.m. EST. The 2 a.m. at the end is still subject to change. We may carry it on. Nick may disagree with that, but it may carry on. It's going to be quite difficult. Not quite sure why the countdown has changed an hour forward. We have some suspicions and speculate that it may be to remove the polar bears. Which is something to be excited of, but if the polar bears are still...
I'm not a big fan of the polar bears.
I don't think anyone is.
You see, what they could do to replace it is just have what they have for going to different places but over the Pacific Ocean. I don't see why they don't do that.
Do you know what that would be a massive...
Yeah, come on. Aleutian Islands 2016.
Do you know what would be a massive troll on behalf of NORAD? They move it an hour forward, but everything moves an hour forward, and still, instead of polar bears, it's like, I don't know, like some
sea walruses.
Yeah, or some narwhals. You know, that was the craze back in the day. Back in the day, should I say, about 3 years ago. But this is quite suspicious, and it has kind of thrown us off guard because obviously we announced our show times way before they released their website, and me and Joshua have to work around that while doing the show in the morning zoo. So the things that are going to go on in the morning zoo, we will show off the cams that we've been producing for this past year. We will sort out all of that whole hour of the countdown, where we will probably walk you through the website, answer some questions that you guys may have and queries, and the lobby I think will probably open at about 10 to 2, which is a bit of a mouthful to say, but expect lots of big things for the morning zoo. We're working really hard to make this the best show that we've ever had and pull in the most views that we can have. So do you guys have any ideas whatsoever that we could do to fill in that extra hour we've got for the morning zoo, where we've got no tracking whatsoever?
I think it's really just going to be a
Morning
lot of speculation.
Morning speculation.
Speculation.
Okay.
100%. Speculate how you think the tracking rate's going to look for the day. I mean, you got an hour. You got plenty of time to cover where he's going on the map, when he's going to show up at these places on the map. We can talk about pretty much anything. We can even just talk about, hey, what do you guys want for Christmas? I mean, the options are endless for that hour. You guys do what you want to do. Make it friendly, of course, because it is, I mean, mostly European viewers will be watching and tuning into that hour. But still, make it fun, do what you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I might try and attempt to give Braden a cheeky call. He probably won't answer, considering it'll be quite early in the morning. And Nick, or Braden, or Jason, or Josh, whoever, do you have any input whatsoever?
It's gonna be route speculation purely. That's what it has to be.
Speculating the.
That's all I can say.
Yeah. By the way, Team YANTSU can confirm no polar bears in our own Santa cams.
No polar bears.
Oh yeah.
I
made
yes,
sure of that.
confirmed.
I did request them because I did think it was going to be one of our most proudest ideas that would ever make, to add in polar bears. Everyone's shaking their head at me. I thought this could have brought us into fame. We could have millions of viewers. You know, polar bears are sensational. Josh, do you have any input for the morning zoo, considering you are going to partake in it?
Well, we do have the cams to take over for that period where, in the period where Santa's getting ready and it's just all that text. When the polar bear comes, we're just going to have to talk about different things.
If the polar bears come.
Yeah. I mean, they did put
There's always
an
hope.
hour forward, but I think we're still going to stream at the same time as we already planned.
Right. Jason, do you have any ideas for the pre-show, or Patrick?
No.
No, pretty much covered it. Just speculation. But of course, you guys are covering these preparations, so I'm hoping for a great show from you guys and getting some great footage out of you guys off the Santa cams for the North Pole.
Are any of you going to get up at the unearthly hour of 2 a.m. EST to come watch me and Josh boss this morning show out?
You will probably hear from me sometime in the next 2 to 3 days. I'll let you know.
I will be there for sure.
I will be there.
Oh,
Yes.
I will be there.
Awesome. Give us some support in the chat and the Facebook chat. We're gonna have our own viewers.
And as we are filming this, we are now 4 days away from tracking day. I'm so pumped. It's looking great. Liam, thank you so much for actually making this new thing happen this year where we're starting at 2 a.m. Cannot wait to see what you guys bring us.
You're very welcome. I'm called in the chat that we have on Facebook at the minute. I am what's known as the workaholic.
Workaholic.
Yeah. I do nothing but just think about what to do next. I'm full of exuberant ideas, like I should say. I've still got a lot to do, and it's going to be many sleepless nights and a weird sleep schedule to get it all done. It's going to be brilliant. So, as we were saying about the 60th anniversary of NORAD, have you guys had any disappointments or excitements due to their changes for this 60th anniversary?
I think that the surprises are coming on tracking day. I think that they're hiding something and they're not telling us what it is.
Oh,
And we're gonna find out 6 a.m.
oh yes, that
on
360
Christmas
degree video of the North Pole. That was
That was-
surprising.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about.
Are they gonna do? I think they've been listening to us. I think they're making animations. I think we've been found out.
Can only hope.
They're probably gonna make. If they make 360 degree cams, that would be mental, but it'd be fun. There'd be a lot of dizzy viewers, but it'd be very, very innovative. At least we've got new cams at the end of the day, if that does happen. I mean, we were disappointed last year with only like 5 new cams I think we had.
3.
That is awful, considering we used to...
I know Stacy's probably maybe listening to this podcast episode at some point. So Stacy, if you are listening, thank you so much for what you guys do over at NORAD Track Center. You're a big reason of what we do and why we do what we do. And no matter what you guys give us for Santa Cams, we're still going to be here. We're always going to make sure that these fans have a great time on Christmas Eve. And if you guys deliver this year, I think we'll deliver even more. And I mean, we've been begging for these cams for years, so let's just cross our fingers and hope it
Ever
happens.
since 2011, since the big breakup, we've been so thirsty for these cams. Hint, hint,
The
hint,
Google.
hint, Google,
Like that.
Google and
breakup.
NORAD, come on. You know, you need to get back together. Come on.
Kiss
Yeah,
and make up.
but then NORAD is gonna change into Google Santa Tracker, and that's the last thing we
Oh
want.
God, Google's gonna
Exactly, yeah.
Google will loathe at the chance of coming back to NORAD. I mean, come on, look at NORAD's website. It's still better than Google's. I mean, NORAD's website's bad, but if you've seen Google's, it is pretty dire.
Doesn't even load sometimes.
Yeah, but NORAD's making 25 million hits a year plus, so I think they're still in the contention for the best Santa Tracker. But as Jason's been saying, Google's definitely had their fair share of hits as well. So we're really going to have to keep an eye out and see how this develops over the next few years. I still think NORAD's going to stay dominant number one. They just have such a great reputation, and they're definitely family friendly. And I mean, why not support somebody who supports the military of the U.S. and Canada? I mean, it's just really a great thing, and everybody just has fun with it. I mean, why do something new if you... I mean, unless it's like something that you understand as, okay, this is going to be great. Just Google Santa Tracker just does not... There's something about it that just does not deliver for me. Does not have a human aspect or human
It's very
touch to it.
cartoonish. It's not
very
real.
cartoonish.
It's not very realistic,
I understand.
in my opinion.
Yeah. I feel the people who do it, I have great appreciation for the people who actually put in the hard work to actually make it happen. It takes a lot of hard work, as Liam and all of us have learned this year.
Yes.
There's a lot more work behind the scenes than what you know, for all the stuff they put together for these programs.
And I did it as
So
one
I
man
do
team.
respect those people. I do respect those people at Google for what they do. Thank you guys for continuing what we do, because at the end of the day, we're all one big Santa Tracker family.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing. Like, we may have different rivals, we may have different things, but we're all under this same joyous thing to spread the holiday cheer to everyone. NORAD, if you're listening, you better have new cams, because if I can produce cams for the North Pole on my own, then what are you playing at? What are you playing at? I've produced everything in this, apart from the voiceovers. Everything. Alright? So, if you don't have these cams, no new cams or we riot. That should be the new hashtag on Twitter.
No, we still love those guys over at NORAD. They're awesome.
And please don't pull a 2012 where you surprise us with no voiceovers.
Everyone,
Oh,
the
jeez.
voiceovers are the main reason why people watch your cams. Don't do a
However-
Microsoft and remove something. Oh wait, you are partnered with Microsoft, so of course you're going to remove something
Yes,
that
they
everyone
are.
loves.
Yeah, no voiceovers was a surprise. But didn't they also pump out the most Santa cams in their history that
Yes,
year?
they a whopping 33,
Yes, they
I
did.
think.
They did.
32,
it was like
33.
a- I don't know if it's a win-lose situation sort of thing.
And beautiful music. Oh my God, that was one of the best years. I loved the
But
music.
they downgraded on graphics.
2011 was the best
Oh
year.
my god,
hands down.
2011
Yes,
was my
2011.
favorite. I'm just gonna harp on to the end of time about
Yeah,
how 2011 was the best year.
It was the best year.
I think 2010 was the best.
20 what?
2010?
2010 and 2011 is the same, just 2011's better.
No.
Updated graphics.
The graphics were better.
Yeah, and they still got
2011
25 cams out of that year.
Yeah.
And they were all enjoyable to watch. I could watch them till the day I die.
Very
Music
interesting
and voiceovers.
locations, too.
They use the best animations. I mean, like, oh my god, like we were talking about today. We were talking about how when they had the tracker map for Google, because we were speculating about how this countdown's going to work and stuff, and when tracking times are and all that, and we're on about how the littlest things, like when we had the Google Santa tracker, were implemented into NORAD. When he would reach his destination, and then you'll see the red little flash of zoom. Just those little things, it was really, really nice to see, because it added a bit more vibrance to what you were watching and a bit more entertainment, rather than just watching them pass over something and not do anything. Like, I think ever since 2011 we've been stripped of our content and innocence into this is getting quite emotional right now. I think I'm gonna cry because, you know, I just can't believe something so big. I mean, they are still pulling more views than they ever have. It's just, I just can't believe.
You gotta think that if they would never have dropped Google, we would have had those same animations until now.
We would have had more real. If that was what they had in 2011, this is 4 years later. Think what they would have had now.
Yeah, it's what the website would have been.
Oh my goodness. It is mouth-watering to think about what could have happened. But no, Microsoft has to, you know, jump all over your parade. No, it was, I believe it was NORAD who was actually greedy in the Google NORAD.
No, it was.
Because NORAD only get funded by their sponsors, not paying for them, as far as their website says. Also on the website we have some additional Santa facts, which is very nice. The music implemented on there is the best they've done ever, so that's all. Funds up for NORAD, you got something right this year, well done. They're pushing a lot on the elves. There has been a new layout.
A little bit too hard.
The elves are a bit freaky. But that North Pole cam, I mean, even though I was a bit, like, stealing my idea, yeah, what are you playing at? But I actually really enjoyed it. It looked awesome. The North Pole looks like it's having a revamp. They're probably going to revamp cams this year. I say this every year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the surprise is coming the day of.
I say this every year, but I think this one is the time where we get our cams.
This is the year. This is the year it's happening.
This is the year. Next year, we're going to say this is the year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the continuous years for long may this project live. But, you know, we're never going to get these new cams. Oh, we had the same cams for like 3 years. Give us something new. I mean, the North Pole got updated every single year, and we had the same North Pole for 3 years. Can't you see? We're on our knees here. We're begging. We are begging like a poor person for new cams. Like it's our Christmas present. This will be better than Christmas Day if we get new cams. I don't care about my new Star Wars Battlefront. I want new cams. I actually bought the season pass for that today. I was very happy. Anyone wants to harp into this?
I agree with you. This is the year because once I saw they did a video of the 60th anniversary, and they had a new outro that was animated and it had a snow overlay.
We were all going crazy in Team YANTSU. We were all going crazy. When Patrick was soloing that stream, we were all like, whoa. We were like blown away. We were like, no one was expecting this. None of this was in the trailer. None of this was going to be teased. None of it was, they just banged it out. So what if this year they're going to do a 2011?
I mean, they've already made new content.
They've made
So it's not like they don't have the capability
yeah
to.
because 2013 to 14 were pretty much the same.
Repeats.
They were repeats. That's something no one wants in this format. If you repeated 2011 every year, I don't think anyone would kill you unless you added a few more cams each year. If you did that in the 2011 format, you'll be fine. But you're doing it in the Microsoft format. That's not okay. No one likes that format, Mr. NORAD. Yeah?
Mr. NORAD.
Jason, you've not talked in a while. Do you have any inputs on this? You can harp on about your 2010. Sorry, I thought I was too much talking about 2011. Whew.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like 2010 was the best, probably because it was my first year, and I hardly even remember 2011. That's the thing.
2011
Like, I
is the
don't
most
remember
iconic year
any
in my
better.
memory.
So, I just remember 2010 and then 2012 being really sucky. I don't remember anything in
2012
between.
was just. I think that's the big. Isn't. Yeah. Nick's holding up 2011. Yeah, everyone loves 2011 apart from Jason because he never seems to remember it. Guess what? 2012 biggest disappointment NORAD has ever made, apart from maybe last year with the cams. That was a really disappointment.
I will say though, 2012, best music out of every year. I will give them props for the music side of things, but like you said, it was a little bit of a disappointment.
They even had
Yes,
that.
we got a lot of Santa
They even
Cam,
had that glitch, didn't they, with
but
the map?
music, I mean, yeah, they glitched with the map, but I was happy with the music because I'm a big music
NORAD
guy.
needs an.
So I was happy
overhaul.
with that. It was a good gap year. A good gap year. I'll give it.
Oh,
that.
guys, what are your opinions on this new YouTube that they've produced?
See, that's one of the hints that I think is that they're going for a restart.
They're really trying to innovate this year, by the looks of things. I mean, they have been active. No, this is something I'm going to rant about. What are you playing at, NORAD? Bringing out the iOS update 12 days late. 12 days.
I think we can blame Apple for
It's
that.
not
one.
even that. It's not even that good. It's a big.
It's just the
a website.
Well, that's
I wanna say-
basically what it is.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
would
it's
want
supposed to
different
be.
games on the NORAD app, thank you very much. I mean, they used to update that stuff like every 2 days in 2011. There you go, 2011 the best year. Bam!
I think the
However-
one thing, if the one
Go ahead,
thing
Nick.
that if they were going to change, one thing, even if we didn't get new cams, if we just got the same videos, the one thing that they need to do is that instead of the same guy doing the voiceovers every time, they need actual NORAD
Oh yes,
people
they
to
have
do
the
that.
same person every time on the new cams.
And it's the most monotonous voice
Oh, I
too.
never noticed. I forgot about that. Cause the 2011 ones again. I'm gonna keep on coming back to 2011 because it's the best year, in my opinion, and many others' opinions. Had different people, as did every cam before that years. Even
Since 2012, it's been
even
nothing.
the 2005 cams, NORAD. When the internet was
And-
feeble, we had better cams in 2005.
Yes, we did. Wow, and even back in 05, Braden will vouch for me on this, even though this was before the days of YANTSU. Me and Braden, we talked about it years and years later. We were like, man, 2005 was an awesome year.
Definitely one of my favorite websites.
I mean,
in
I was
the
never.
history of NORAD.
Oh, blast of a website. Love the red
Yeah.
color.
I was
Definitely.
never ever there for 2005, but I have seen pictures. I've seen the cams, and honestly, the cams are the same graphics as what we have now. The voiceovers are better than what we have now, and the website, from what I've
Website's
seen,
better.
is better. Even though the website's outdated, the cams are outdated, the voiceovers are outdated, but the ones that they've made now looks modernized, but the cams are the same, worse voiceovers, the music's as good as it's ever going to be. The website is just something that Microsoft is a poor excuse of an Xbox One, okay? That's what I'm going to say. It's as disappointing as the Xbox One was when I opened the package, right? Man, I'm ranting.
Liam is fired up.
I am
It's
on
true,
fire this
You are
I'm
fired.
on fire this podcast. This podcast has been by far the best podcast we've ever made.
Josh is sitting next to him like, what
Yep.
are you
I've
doing?
blown you
Like,
all out of the water this podcast. Usually I'm quite monotonous, but Today I'm ecstatic. These cams that we're making have just made me hyped. We're all on the hype scale of over 1,000.
Over
However,
9,000.
Liam, can I ask you one question? Just
Go
one.
ahead.
Are you glad now that NORAD has switched from Java to HTML5? Do you think now that we're hitting this 60th anniversary, you think the HTML5 capabilities will finally kick in and show us what we have been craving for since 2011? Do you think that's going to happen?
HTML5 allows you to do more, but whether they'll optimize it, that's a very
They don't know
un-Microsoft
how
thing
to
to
use
do.
it.
Microsoft aren't very good at optimizing what they already have. Likewise,
the only
with
thing that
Windows
they-
8.1, my Xbox One's not very well optimized. I'm just gonna go. I like, as much as I love you, Microsoft, I'm just gonna hate on you with the products that I love that you just destroy.
The only reason that they reverted to HTML5 was for the games.
Yeah, that's the only reason, because it's easier to put games on HTML5 because Java's now outdated. That's the only reason, and I think if you brought out the same games every year, just slightly updated them, added more graphical improvements, you would have all your fans happy. And the stupid idea of saying the animations are outdated on the North Pole updates, you think text is more up to date than the animations which are outdated. Someone in the NORAD hierarchy needs to have a reality check and look at what this terrible situation has happened. Yes, you've become very popular. Don't let fame get to your head. Please.
I'd be okay with
To
Bing,
reiterate,
honestly. I really
Liam
would
is
be
fired
okay
up.
going back to Bing.
Ooh.
Go back to... seriously though, I think Bing did a better job than Microsoft has done.
Bing is
And
owned
that's
by
saying
Microsoft.
something.
Bing is Microsoft.
Well-
I don't understand
well,
that.
Yeah, I think. Sorry. I think Bing. This is before Bing had the buyout from Microsoft.
Oh, right, okay.
Was it? Yeah. Before they were bought by Microsoft, what they gave us, I want to say it was 2012. Not 2012. It was 2013. Right after all the stuff with Google happened, sadly, yes. But Bing scooped it up, and they tried to bring back what we used to know and love. Yes, it was kind of sad the way they had to start it and everything. But for what Bing gave us in 2013, they delivered. They really gave us something, and they brought it back, much like Star Wars Episode 7, but I'm not going to get into that topic.
Oh my gosh.
Jason will cry.
I think...
And Nick.
Jason will cry.
And Nick. They'll both be in uproar. You don't want to cry.
Wah.
Yes. But I'll give the holidays later regarding entertainment news. We'll talk about that at the end, because I do want to add that as just a little additional side topic.
No, we
we will
don't.
talk about that at the end
No.
of the podcast.
Declined. Vetoed.
Not that. Not just that. Just more stuff. We'll talk about that at the
Veto.
end.
I'm in charge.
Continuing on to this juicy NORAD content. We've been talking about this for a good 20, 30
We need
minutes.
to put this in the tabloids.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Jason. Sure.
The website made me very angry. I was actually expecting something big and new.
I thought they were going to go to
On
classical
December
style.
1st.
I even said that in the last podcast. I had high
And,
hopes.
The games have... Google has better games. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but Google has
I've
better
never
games.
played the
than-
Google games, but if you're going to say
They're
that,
pretty good.
that's a big statement.
They are
They're
addicting.
pretty good.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a look.
And they're Christmas related for starters.
At least
Yeah.
that website actually has freaking Santa on it. Jesus, you haven't even seen Santa.
And the
once.
app was so bad. Like, you shouldn't even have an app. All it's gonna be is the website.
Like the old app was better than what we have,
Yeah.
and that's I didn't really like. I wasn't the biggest fan of the old app. I actually liked the original 2011 one. You know, hint hint.
I never had that one.
2011 again. Hint hint. Yeah. Taking notes, NORAD. Yeah. Get back with Google. Yeah. But
I really hope Stacy listens to this one because
this is the most criticism you're ever gonna get on this show, NORAD.
this is equivalent to the audiobook of the NORAD Bible.
We
I
are
mean, this
your
is what this
biggest
is.
critiques, yet your biggest fans. Surely you would want to have some market research on us. We're the voice of the millions.
You'd think they'd at least give us some office space. You know?
You know, yeah, give us a place in NORAD HQ. Hook us up. Guys, we're back. Nick and Jason had to leave because they needed to be somewhere. Patrick, you wanted to say something.
Yes, I think this will be a great time in the show to talk about some past voiceover work, some of the present work we think is coming, and some of the future voiceover work that might be coming in NORAD Track Santa. I just want to gauge all of your opinions, mostly about the past and what you have predicted about the future. And of course, when I say present, I really mean what we're getting this year in 4 days. So first of all, I want to just give my opinion. I would say that in the past, voiceovers have been a integral part of NORAD Track Santa pretty much since we started getting Santa cams. They really took shape. Yeah, it took them a little while to figure it out and to do it professionally. And like you guys said, 2011 was the year for voiceovers. We just love something about 2011. Just made it memorable, something that we always keep talking about. Even in some of our YANTSU meetings, we're like, think back to 2011. Yeah, our show was not necessarily the best, but what NORAD did was amazing. I personally think this year with new Santa cams and now this new Village video that just popped up, I literally just watched it during the podcast as you guys talked about it. I had to see what it was all about. I really think that some of the, maybe not the countdown, but maybe the takeoff itself will be in 3D. I'm not so sure about the Santa cams, but we are going to have to wait and see. But now that 3D content is getting more and more popular, it would not surprise me at all if everything was 360 this year. But like you guys said, it's a little bit dizzy. I think Santa taking off from the North Pole, I would keep that in 3D. I think it looks great. I think maybe they could up the quality a little bit. But other Santa cams,
they're upping it to 720p.
Yeah.
We understand from the trailer.
Yeah, other Santa cams though, just keep them classic. Just everything else, just keep it classic the way it is. Now I understand with 4 days to go, the work's already done. Those Santa cams are done. We can't change about. We cannot change anything about those now.
If you make them 2011,
Yeah.
like you've got a billion views.
And I think as we're improving quality and 3D tech gets better, even in the animation world, Liam has shown a lot of this new content that's coming out that even we're starting to work with. 3D is really taking shape on the Santa tracking side of things, even for our Christmas Eve once a year. It's getting more and more popular to see more 3D content. Back in the day when we heard the word 3D, it was, oh, cool, a 3D object in what appears to be a 2D screen in a 2D space. But it's really a 3D object in 3D space. Now we can actually control that 3D space, and that's something we have never seen before.
It's also getting a lot easier to control as well, and it's easier to adapt to the way you want it to adapt. Like, how can I make a cam from my own home computer? Like, it's getting so much easier for people to do, and getting so much easier for people to innovate. So I can't see a reason why not. They can't make them look even more realistic than what they were in 2011, and get out of this phase where you're going back to the past with. It's even worse than the past. Like, it's just annoying. It really is. Braden, do you have any input on this, or Joshua?
Yeah, what do you guys have on the opinions of regarding the voiceover work from the past, present, and what we see in the future
voiceover.
as well? Voiceover.
You're hearing it right here, right now. Voiceover. This is going to be one of the voiceovers in the cams. You're hearing it. Mark my words. Barack Obama's going to do a voiceover this year.
I was just going to talk about that, like, guest celebrity voiceovers. Like, when's the last time we even had one? I remember.
2005,
Yeah, I remember, like, Ringo Starr. The guy from
Ringo Starr.
BBC.
Jonathan Ross.
That's his
Jonathan
name,
Ross
yeah.
from the BBC, yes.
Yeah.
He was the last major one.
That's ITV now.
And I'm surprised with all these celebrities who keep making these surprise cameos. Yeah, at the end of the day, they're ads, but why are these people doing voiceover work when you already have them? Why don't you... I mean, even just camera down in front of them the same day you do these ad videos. Just have the script ready. Just get them on camera saying the words. You can drag the audio clip and throw it in the video with the animation of the Santa cam or whatever you've got there. It's really not that hard. And with that, I think you could really...
The stupid thing that I find is you get the First Lady of America to come in and answer calls. Get her to do a bloody voiceover. That would get so many views. How can you not see... This is on the business standpoint, yeah? You've got celebrities coming into your studio. Are you going to just let them answer calls, or are you going to allow them to innovate what is one of the most popular things that you already have, what's making you increasingly grow, what's making you stand out compared to any other Santa tracker, and why don't you just make it blow everything out of the water? celebrity cams they need to come back.
Exactly, and unless we're wrong, they haven't happened in 10 years. That's quite a long time.
I do not believe there's not that. It's mainly
Yeah.
just been representatives of
Yeah.
NORAD.
And if we're looking at the numbers on that, that's about the time the 50th happened. And Braden, you remember this because this was about the time you started. The 50th was a pretty big deal back in 05. 50th really was a benchmark in animation and voiceover work. It was something that we all looked forward to. I remember myself, I was 11 years old, and something about the 50th anniversary really made it special for me as a fourth year Santa tracker. This is my fourth year tracking back then. This is my 14th year now. Crazy to think about it that way.
This is my
That's crazy.
sixth.
Yeah, this is
This
my
will be 10 for
14th
me.
year tracking Santa, which is very strange. Very, very strange. But something about that 50th anniversary resonated with me, whether it was the voiceover work that was so special to me, or if it was the celebrities that really made it special, that took the time out of their busy life schedules or their projects or whatever they might be working on. Something about that 50th was definitely something I remember and I will always remember. So why not do the same thing for the 60th? Like you guys said, something about the 60th is going to make it magical. Whether Microsoft rather, whether Microsoft has
Edge.
the Edge and all that stuff has some ties into it, I'm okay with, whatever. But at the end of the day, just make it special for the fans, the people who have stuck out with you guys since the beginning, even back as far as the 70s and 80s, the people who would only call in to see Santa before America Online back in the late 90s eventually made the push to the online side for NORAD to happen, where we actually get Santa camps. Because at the end of the day, without AOL, we really owe AOL quite a little bit of respect for what they did for the internet to make Santa cams eventually happen. Now, the small companies like AGI that did the animations and stuff like that, they also deserve a big amount of respect because animations, even in 2000, for what they wanted, just to kind of, can you kind of just throw some stuff
Definitely not easy.
quick together? Can you just kind of do it with the computer technology we have? I mean, it's pretty. For the time, it was mind blowing. Nothing like that was ever done and thrown together so quickly and so professionally, and with that sound quality and the voiceover work and authenticity that makes it golden and still rememberable. Something about those golden years for NORAD Track Santa when it first came online with Santa Camps, it will always be in my mind. Always. And Braden will tell you the same thing.
I believe in 2001, which is the first time where they did have to repeat cams, is because of the 9/11 incident. But in 2013 or last year, let's just say as well, they've repeated cams. They've not really had a particular reason in doing so. Like, you can see why in 2001, obviously, but in the minute, it's like, why? Like, you have so much time on your hands at the minute. Like, I think this is a good idea to go to, like, blast back in the past and talk about your favourite memories and stuff. About NORAD. I mean, I've said enough about 2011. I started off in 2009 when I got shown by my aunt and uncle what this was, and I was mind blown then. I mean, I still am now. I'm always going to be a fan of it. If it stays like this, I'll be happy. But it's just because what we've had before is better than what we have now, and it's kind of hard to see something that you are passionate about so much just make a U-turn. It's hard to see it from their perspective because they've got so many partnerships, so many people working on it. How can you make that dramatic of a U-turn in the last 4 years, especially when technology is advancing that much that you can make anything look like real life nowadays? Anything.
So Josh or Braden, what are your opinions on this?
I'll let Braden go first.
Yeah, I mean, reusing cams, we've seen it, I mean, pretty much from 04 to 07, that was pretty much a lot of repeating, and then we got the new style in 08. Then, of course, we got spoiled in 2011, of course, and then, I mean, reusing cams is fine, but obviously,
It's not
Personally,
about
I
making
would
efficient, is it?
want way more than 3 new cams. That's what we got last year, obviously, and that's just 3 new cams. That wasn't like the net change because we also lost some cams, I believe. Um, I mean, if you are gonna reuse the cams, don't use the entire same set. Make some new ones. Make your viewers want to come back every year. Change things up. You can't keep your content constantly the same, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Joshua?
mean, the thing is, I never understood why they reuse cams because they've got all that time in the year. I think the luxury stage for me is when it came to 2008 to 2011. Like, well, you could even argue 2012, where it kept switching up every single year because they'd add different things. Like they'll keep developing the North Pole from 2008 to 9 to 10, and adding the odd few cams, and then in 2011 where it just went to the next level, and then we kind of went downhill. It's kind of like you kind of ask why, because Google's Google and Microsoft are around about the same stature of company, and the fact that Google kind of is more in the graphical stage than no, Microsoft is more graphical than Google, as they own companies like Xbox, and you wonder how are these graphics as bad as Google's were, and it just baffles me. That's all I'm gonna really say. But that might just be me being greedy.
I think this is a good idea to talk about our last topic, as we are surpassing well over an hour now, and it's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning in my time. So, what's the last topic that you guys want to talk about?
I think what we really need to talk
Yeah.
about last is, I do want to end on a great note, because at the end of the day, this is our final podcast before the big day. So I do want to end on a happy note. Yes, it was this very negative and powerful episode, thanks to all of you guys who participated. But for you guys in the fan community, we do this because we care about the brand of NORAD Track Santa. We care.
Absolutely.
It has defined our childhoods. You guys don't even begin to understand how important this is to us. It has, seriously...
Especially when you see it go downhill. But I must say, I am absolutely still pleased with what NORAD give us. I am pleased with the track that they're going down, because they are improving each year from what we have seen. They are trying to improve. I appreciate that. It's just what we used to have was better. But what we need to end on is, because Christmas is just around the corner, what you guys are expecting or asking jolly old Saint Nick for Christmas. I'll go first. Many Xbox One games and new Santa cams. Patrick? Oh, Patrick just left the call. Oh, no, Patrick's back. Patrick, what would you like for Christmas?
Really this year, well, first of all, this is going to sound terrible, but my socks have been getting these random holes in them this year, which I've never had that problem. So I really am looking forward to some new socks. I have a pretty darn good feeling that my family is buying me more Star Wars stuff than I ever need. So I'm looking forward to that. And at the end of the day, what I really care about is that everybody just have a wonderful, happy holiday season. Have a great Christmas. We're going to be enjoying each other's company on December 24th. And all of you guys who are listening, whether you're part of YANTSU or whether you're part of our fan community out there, we really feel like you guys are family. You guys always tune in and listen to these podcasts. And we really can't thank you guys enough. On behalf of our entire family, I think this goes for all of us. Thank you guys so much for all you do to keep supporting us year after year.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff Westover, for giving us our website and everything to keep our dream going. This is a dream to keep doing this every year. I probably would have been gone.
Especially for you, Patrick, and Braden. You're the OG members.
I probably would have been gone 2 years ago, let's be honest, without Jeff.
Yeah. Me and Josh did join in on the fun in 2011. So the dramatic change from what you were in 2011 and 2009, 2010 to what we are here is huge.
I remember the 2009 show, and let's just say It's a little bit different nowadays. I mean, we have our own Santa cams. How cool is that?
If someone said this what was gonna happen this year to you guys, back even in 2005, how far this would come, I don't think you would have dreamt of it to turn out like this. I mean, I think your highest aspirations would have been just to get a good viewership, to be honest, and build up the community, not get it so far into growing into actual proper big organisation, especially one of the biggest that are cooperating with NORAD. Josh, do you have any final inputs? Well, firstly, what are you getting for Christmas? I'm Braden.
All I want for Christmas is servers that work on Xbox.
Yes,
Because
yes, last year, my God.
When Lizard Squad
Lizard
hacked the
Squad
servers,
ruined Christmas
They're
for
planning
the
on it
world.
again.
They're planning on it again, but I think with Anonymous working, I think that the team over at Microsoft and even Sony and Nintendo are really bracing for impact this year. I think they're gonna
You would have thought.
they're ready to beat the heck out of Lizard Squad. I mean, there's already been some takedowns with that, but let's not get into that. This is a YANTSU podcast.
Yeah, that topic's for another. That's a topic for another podcast.
That's a topic for our tech podcast coming next year, led by Liam. Not really.
This unofficial podcast you speak
Yes,
of. What are you
unofficial podcast. But I am right. I agree with Josh. Please, if you guys are out there in the hacking community, please just let us enjoy a little bit of day of gaming. Yes, we understand that the whole idea was, yeah, you get to spend more time with family because you're not gaming. But at the same time, just let everybody be.
Who goes outside on Christmas Day? Who goes outside on Christmas Day? No one.
Well, unless you
with
get
it.
a bicycle, let's be honest, or a nice
Right.
new soccer ball, which hey, I got no problem with.
So for Christmas, I want new Santa cams. Patrick's expecting Star Wars stuff. Josh wants better service for Microsoft and Xbox, and PlayStation even. Braden, what do you want?
I'm with you on the Santa cams there, and also I need a new PS4 controller. Truth be told.
So that has been your fourth podcast, and a rather tasteful podcast, and a lot of content in here. I'd like to thank Patrick, Braden, Josh, Nick, and Jason for making this podcast be so good. We are looking forward to it. We'll see you on December 23rd, 12 a.m. EST to 2 a.m. I think.
Christmas Day, yeah, Christmas Day, 2 a.m. EST.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve into
Wait,
Christmas
no.
Day, yes.
Wait, no, I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about the pre-show.
Oh, the pre-show.
Seven
Pre-show
to
is 7 to
I
9
don't know what that
p.m.
is. GMT.
7 to 9 p.m. EST.
Okay, I was talking about GMT. It's 12 a.m. till 2 a.m.
Yes, 12.
GMT.
That's GMT.
That was.
If anyone
difficult.
has any time zone concerns, just send us a message.
And we'll put it up on the website
Yeah,
and social media.
We're all very active on our social medias. We're very active on our website. Any questions whatsoever, just send us it. Any final words from you guys before we wrap this up?
I do just want to bring up new members like super quick.
Oh yeah.
So for the upcoming season, 2016 season, we will continue obviously with our 8th annual show. Team YANTSU is always looking for new members to bring in innovative ideas and unique things. So, I mean, you can go in there now. You can go to our website at www.santatracking.net, and if you go over to the tab, I believe it's become a member of Team YANTSU or something like that.
It's becoming.
Yeah, and it's just we have a it's a pretty simple application process, but we want you to take it seriously, and of course we want you to fill it out honestly. We don't want any trolls within our database for the applications and such. But if you want to be a Team YANTSU member, it's a lot of fun. Obviously putting on this show, and you meet a lot of new great people, but you also do got to take it seriously at times, and it's quite the production that we put on, and we do work a lot of months out of the year. Some years we start earlier. Usually we start discussing little things in the summer months. But if you're into tracking Santa every year, and if you're as passionate as we are about all this stuff, I would strongly suggest you consider applying for our team. this upcoming year. And Nick has said applications are due January 1st, 2016, and we'll get those reviewed as soon as possible in the new year.
Awesome. Patrick, final words?
I would just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Just guys, if you just even love the holidays, the spirit, anything about it, even if you've never tracked Santa before, please come check out our stream. It is going to be on our website. You can go to santatracking.net and go to our tab. It says seasonal December pages, and a little drop-down menu will come up. Click Track Santa Live, and I'm sure Nick will also have that on the homepage for Christmas Eve, so you guys can click on a big link or something where you guys can view that as well. On that tab, you will find our stream through ustream.tv with a chat box attached. If you would like to use the chat, you will have to apply for a Ustream account, but you can link your Facebook. I also think your Twitter, you can also attach that and quick get into Ustream and chat with us. Chat to us in the stream. There will be a little bit of a stream delay, but we will try to reach to all you guys out there and answer your questions, talk with you guys the entire day if you want to know where Santa is. Also, as of this year, we do have a hotline you guys can call to talk to Team YANTSU members that has just been approved, kind of last-minute deal. You will not be talking to the person live on stream, but you will be talking to one of our other members. I think we'll be switching out throughout the day. If you don't see that, it should be also on that same page. But if you're just listening to this podcast and you want to write it down, that number is 260-52-SANTA or 260-527-2682. And we'll be running that 6 a.m. through 10 p.m. on Christmas Eve. That's the EST times. And it is toll-free for the United States and Canada. Standard call rates and minutes do apply.
And
and below that,
available for Skype? Like, can you call it through Skype for free or not?
I think you should be able to call through Skype, and I don't think it's free. You're going to have to use some sort of minutes playing through Skype credit. But there's many options available. You can use Google Voice if you have a Google Voice account to call that number. I think we're running it through Google Voice. So definitely call in, talk to us. We'd love to talk to you guys in the fan community, to actually hear your voices and to give us your opinions of the show, to give us your feedback so we can keep making the show better for you guys every year, or just to tell you where Santa is. I mean, seriously, we love you guys for everything you do for us. You keep us coming back every year, and without you guys, it just would not be fun. So that's my final words. And, below that is the NORAD Track Santa map, so check that out. And we also have the wonderful holiday drink counter coming back for, I think it's 3rd or 4th year run. It's a little bit of a fun thing we do at Team YANTSU. We drink all sorts of holiday drinks, and we just keep the tally going up. So check us out Christmas Day. You'll see our total, and it'll probably shock you.
Josh, final words?
Yeah, just stick with us. We'll entertain you. First ever 24-hour show. We've got a lot to prove to you guys and a lot to show for what we've got. And yeah, just stick around and we'll provide for you.
Alright guys, see you later. See you on the pre-show, morning show, tracking day, and maybe even the after show. Have a Merry Christmas. I hope Santa brings you all the gifts and goodies, and stay tuned at santatracking.net as we have a whole host of content for you to feast on. Goodbye and good night.